Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors. I've got a video for you today. It's a follow-up video to a video that I did a little while back about 4 things that I would not bring with me anymore. And if you want to check that video out, I'll put a link somewhere in here, maybe a card. But anyway, this is a video on things that I would not leave home without. And I've got 4 things and then a bonus item. So anyway, let's get right into the first one. Now I've decided to leave out packs and stuff like that because pack preferences change and all that stuff. But this is more gear, not necessarily packs or clothes or thing like that. So here's one of them. This is my hammock setup. Now this is the bug net, the Guardian bug net with the sub 7 and my suspension all rolled up into this bag. Even if I'm going on a day trip, I'm going to bring my hammock with me, with the bug net, especially this time of year, just because I like to set it up and sit in there if I'm doing lunch or if I'm just sitting there whittling or whatever. Sometimes this can be like a really comfortable seat. So I love bringing my hammock with me. It comes with me on day trips, comes with me on overnighters, and obviously, when I just did the Northville Placid Trail, this came with me and it performed great. I had a lot of people ask me about the durability of the sub 7. I think as long as you're smart and you don't put like sharp objects in your pockets, like I remove all my flashlights or knives or whatever so the clips can't cut into the material. I do that with every hammock and I've never had a tear through, and I'm heavier than most hikers. So anyway, this thing's been great. I've had it I got it in like 2014, and it's been going strong. So, sub 7 with the Guardian and my suspension. My hammock comes with me no matter what. The next thing is a good water filter. Now I've got the Life Straw here just because I'm waiting on my other one to come in. I had a not so great water filter on my trip, and it really detracted from the experience. It was a pain to filter, and I had to borrow people's filters because mine was just taking too long. So I'm going to be getting the Sawyer Squeeze. I had the Sawyer Mini and it was good, but it froze, and I decided to upgrade to the faster flow rate of the Sawyer Squeeze. So don't leave home, I won't leave home without a good water filter. The Life Straw is good, it's just, it's not as versatile as a Sawyer. But even on day trips, if I think I can bring enough water, I still bring one of these just in case. So good water filter is something I'll never leave home without. The next is Dyneema cord. Now this is Dyneema. It's very low stretch and it's very grabby. It's great for tying knots or like prusik loops or taut line hitches, things like that, to tension anything. I hung bear bags with this stuff. This stuff is much lighter, thinner. To me, it's like better than paracord in almost every way. You can't gut it or anything like that, but for my needs while hiking, this Dyneema cord is way better, and this stuff has a reflective strand going through it, so you can see it at night. Your headlamp will light this up. So for me, cordage like that is super useful no matter what I'm doing, whether it's for first aid or hanging bear bags or rigging out my skeeters, rigging out my tarp if it's really bad wind, or helping somebody else out if someone else forgot. Or there's just so many uses. It's ridiculous to not bring it, and this stuff weighs next to nothing. This Dyneema is super strong. I think this stuff is like 300 or 350 pound test, and it's that thin. You can't beat it. It's good stuff, and it's kind of stiff and grabby, so it's really good for tying taut line hitches, like I said. So that's something I definitely won't leave home without. The next thing, my 4th thing, is something that I learned about well on the Northville Placid Trail, and it is something that I will now never leave home without when I'm going hiking, and it is this stuff. Now my friend Dan, and if you watch the videos you sort of saw Dan, but he brought this and it literally saved everyone's butt. And I mean quite literally their butts. We were chafing left and right, a lot of sweat, a lot of walking, a lot of miles, and when you're chafing trying to hike, and you've got 25, 30 miles to do, over 30 miles some days that we did, or even if you're just doing 10 miles and you start to chafe after 2, you know, you're gonna want this. So I didn't start chafing until like near the end of the second day, and I had really good underwear and everything, but I still started to, and this stuff was like critical. Without this, I don't know what I would have done. Now, I used to use this on my kids all the time when they were in diapers, and this stuff is awesome. Not only does it like get rid of diaper rash or chafing rash or whatever, but it makes this protective layer so that you can just kind of slide easier as you're walking. It's really good stuff, and you get the small tube, and it will seriously last forever. Everyone was using it. Dan came with like quarter of a tube, and you don't need a whole lot, and everyone was using it. Now, we stayed sanitary, but everyone was using it, and he still had a bunch left at the end of the trip. So A&D ointment, I don't know if some other diaper rash cream would work, but this stuff was excellent. I mean, I would literally not leave home without it after this trip. Great stuff. I've decided to throw in a bonus item because it's something that I wouldn't always need, but if I was going on a longer trip, I would definitely take this. If it was an overnighter, maybe. Probably not though, but if I was going on more than one night trip, I would definitely take these with me. And I really should do a review on these because they did very well for me on the Northfield Placer Trail. But it's these Adventure Medical Kit bath wipes. These things were really good. They kind of give you some instructions on how to use them. But they worked really well for me, and I stunk the least on the trip. I mean, you're always going to have a little bit of odor, but these things really knocked it down. So if that's a concern of yours, or you just really like staying clean, and you don't really have an opportunity to bathe or anything like that, these can be really good. Maybe if you're in an arid area, these did really well for me. They really kept the smell down, and you kind of, when you're done, you feel cleaner. It's nice. I did it before I went to bed, so I didn't have to climb into the hammock all nasty. And they worked really well, and I think there's like eight in a package. Yeah, there's 8 of them. They're 8 inches by 8 inches. They're great. I would definitely bring them. So that's like a bonus item. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below a couple things that you definitely would not leave home without if you're going on a hiking trip. I'd love to hear what you guys say. There's obviously some other stuff that I wouldn't leave home without, but these are some things that maybe people don't always think about, and I wanted to share them with you. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. As always, God bless you guys, and I will catch you later.